A lot of men really want a woman in their life who can inspire them and be their muse and give them a reason to win. And that's actually really good news because it's not about you needing to be perfect. Men really appreciate women just how we are. And that's what we're going to talk about in this episode of One-Derful Life. Hi, I'm Mary Dittman. I'm an award-winning business professor on the collegiate level and the creator of College on Fleek and One-Derful Life. One-Derful Life is my way of describing how it feels when you've made peace with being single. I know there are plenty of women out there who say, I don't want a man, I just want to be alone. But I've never felt that way. I've always wanted to be married and have a family, but I'm well over 40 and that hasn't worked out for me. And for a long time, that was really a source of sadness for me because part of my definition of a fulfilled life includes being a wife and a mother. But I got to the point where I said, look, I just want to be happy. And the singleness doesn't seem to be changing, and it might not change. And I just want to enjoy my life. And that's what One-Derful Life is about. It's not about getting to a place where you say, I don't want a man, because I definitely want a man. And it's not about just resigning and giving up and being like, well, I guess I'm going to be alone forever, might as well live with it. No. One-Derful Life is about creating a life that you're excited about and you're happy about and you're peaceful and you're content and you're in the moment. Because that's the kind of vibe that will attract your Mr. Right, but even if he never shows up, you're happy. And isn't that what you wanted anyway? There's a line in the movie Elizabeth, starring Cate Blanchett, where one of the advisors to Queen Elizabeth is telling her, men want a piece of the divine. They want to touch the divine. They want something that they can look at and aspire to, and that they can fight for and impress and please. They want a goddess. They didn't use that word. And I think that's true for all of us. We all want a hero. We all want someone who inspires us. Many times the people that we look up to these days with the 24-hour news cycle and all of the potential to find out the dirt on people, we find out things about our, quote, heroes, and then we go, oh, gosh, I didn't realize they were like that. So I think it's human nature to want someone that we can be inspired by. Now, don't get nervous about the word goddess, okay? I'm not trying to say that you're God or something like that. But what I'm trying to say is that the good thing is that for the most part, men look at women and they think we're pretty great just how we are, okay? They think we're beautiful, they think we're soft, they think we're mysterious, they think we're pretty nice, they don't always understand us. Now, yeah, there are men who hate women. Yes, you don't want that guy. But for the most part, men are pretty intrigued with women. And it's only when we disrespect them or we beat them down to the point where they're like, okay, I'm really done with this girl. That's when a lot of times we run them off. But for the most part, men like women. So let me give you some examples of what men like about women. Number one, they like it when women are happy. Maybe you've heard the saying, happy wife, happy life, or if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy, and that's true. Men want the women in their lives to be happy. If they know their wife is happy, then they're like, okay, cool, things are great at home, I can go deal with work. So men like it when they do something that makes you happy, but I think, and guys, if I'm wrong about this, put it in the comments, straighten me out, but my experience has been that what men really like is a woman who's happy just anyway, okay? So they're not having to keep her happy because most men figure out that's impossible. But a woman who's already happy in her own life so that when he shows up to pick her up for dinner or he comes home from work, she's happy. So you're easy to be with. This doesn't mean that you lower your standards, but it means that you're not complaining all the time. Think about it. The last time a man took you out, were you like, oh, it's so cold in here. Oh, it's so crowded. Oh, the traffic's so bad. That constant complaining is not a happy person. Two of the most powerful words that you can use with a man are thank you. Number two, Men like it when women inspire them to be the best version of themselves. This is not saying that you should change a man, okay? Don't do that, because then what you're saying is, I don't like you, you're not good enough. And that's disrespectful. And notice I said inspires, not nags. Steve Harvey says that the only reason that men go to the gym, shave, care about how they look, they have clean clothes, is just to try to impress women. Because if the whole planet was just men, they wouldn't care. So they want to impress us. So as women, you have to let a man impress you. When he comes in and he says, hey honey, I took the garbage out, your response should not be, well, thanks, I mean, I only asked you 27 times, or, oh, thanks, about time, since I always have to do it. Don't do that. You should say, thanks, honey, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Number 3, men like to win a prize. And guess what? We're the prize, okay? And a lot of times we feel like, well, I'm not the prize because I'm not perfect, or nobody's picked me yet. A lot of times if you're like me and you've never been married, you might start to feel like, well, maybe something's wrong with me because, I haven't been married. But men see self-confidence as the number one sexiest trait a woman can have. Okay, it's not about she needs to look perfect. Most men do not report, yeah, she better have a perfect body, she better not have any cellulite, she better have like big boobs and a tiny waist and long legs. Like, most men don't report that. In fact, if a man loves you, he's probably going to think you're perfect, so don't tell him what all your figure flaws are. So it's not about, well, I have to be perfect, I have to be flawless, I have to be skinny and young and beautiful. No, being the prize is about being confident and knowing I am the prize. And the great thing about everything I just mentioned is that it's totally within your control. You can control how happy you are in your life. You can control if you're nice and gracious and appreciative. You can control if you think you're the prize. I mean, no man is looking to marry Debbie Downer. No man, when you ask him, what are you looking for, says, I'd really like a woman who's depressed and sits around eating cookies all day because she thinks she's a loser because she's never been married. No, that man don't exist. And if he does, you don't want him. So a wonderful life is about creating a life where you're happy, because that is attractive to other people. I mean, if you need a man or a friend or a baby or whatever to make you feel like your life is complete, you're in trouble. And listen, when you're engaged in your life and you're happy and you're content, you're going to inspire others. You don't have to go out there and figure out, how can I inspire people? No, you're just going to be like doing your thing in your zone, and that's what is going to inspire others. It's called self-confidence because it comes from you. So if your sense of confidence comes from, this guy loves me and he wants to marry me, what are you going to do if he dies or he leaves? It's self-confidence because it comes from you. No one can take it away. I mean, think about a goddess, okay? A goddess doesn't chase mortals around saying, oh, come worship me. Oh, please come to my temple. A goddess stays in her temple, she stays in her lane, and she just waits. And if you don't want to be into her, that's fine. You can go on somewhere else. But if you show up, you better be respectful. You better bring her something. Okay, that's a goddess. Just imagine that. You won't see a Greek or Roman goddess who's out there chasing mortals around, not with a happy ending anyway. Now, I'm not suggesting that you are not a mere mortal, because that's what we are. But what I'm saying is you can get some of that attitude of a goddess, and that's going to help you feel more confident. Now, it's really hard to feel like you're a prize if you're struggling with a broken heart. And if that's you, you might want to check out our ABCs of Healing. It's a free video where we show you how to move past heartbreak so you can be happy and self-confident. It's completely free. You'll have immediate access to it, and you can watch it over and over as many times as you want to. You can get that by going to bit.ly/ABCs of Healing. You can always connect with us at wonderfullife.com. We post a new blog there every Friday. You can check out our podcast. You might want to join our newsletter. We have a bunch of cute Wonderful Life merchandise you might want to check out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on Wonderful Life.